Hey everybody, it's Alan with the Official Gears podcast, and I am joined with Brian as usual. And today we've got Becky Keenan with us. How's it going, Becky?
Hey, it's
How are you
doing
doing?
well. How are you guys?
Great,
Good.
thanks. We wanted to
Good.
just put together a quick video for you guys for the Gears YouTube channel. And Becky recently got back from Walt Disney World. So we really wanted to talk to Becky about her trip and do a quick trip review. So Becky, when did you go? What was going on?
We just got back this past Thursday, so we were there January 16th to the 23rd. It was an amazing time. As you know, every trip to Disney is a different experience, and I would have to say it was just my son and I that went, and we both agreed that it was definitely one of the best trips that we've ever taken to Disney. So it was a great time. Great time.
That's great.
Um,
Good to hear.
Yeah, yeah. So we got to experience the Festival of the Arts for the first time. So it was a completely different experience. And in all honesty, and I am a Magic Kingdom girl, that is always my very first park that I go to. I will say after this trip that Epcot may be my new favorite park. I don't know if it was the festival that did it for me or just the completely different experience that I had there, but it was great. So
Very cool.
yeah.
I love Epcot.
That's not a lot.
Like, I think it's my favorite. I mean, I don't know, but
Yeah.
Magic Kingdom's hard to beat. But yeah, there's something about Epcot.
Yeah, for sure. I think the thing that I like about Epcot is every time that I go, there's something different. There's a festival happening or, a special event. And so it just kind of changes each time.
Yeah.
For me.
Well,
so
on top of all the construction that's going on too, but
exactly. And that was one thing that did not seem to hinder my experience, obviously. I thought it was plenty, more than enough to do. So that was good.
Is this your first trip back since the pandemic?
My very first trip. Yes. Yep. I had been hesitant for a while to travel. And I just had that burning desire to go someplace. I had done, drivable destinations and whatnot locally, but I was like, oh my gosh, I just need to get back. I had not been at Disney since our ears conference last February, so it almost had been a year, which I usually make it to some kind of Disney destination, two or three, if not four times a year. So it was much overdue. My son has been dying to fly. We're right by Dulles Airport outside of DC. And, we see planes flying all the time. He's like, Mom, when are we going? When are we going? When are we getting on a plane again? So I just knew that it was time. And it was definitely perfect timing, a wonderful time to travel. Even during a pandemic. Definitely Disney has everything in place as far as safety goes and regulations and making sure everything is followed. As you know, Brian, you've been, I guess, since.
Yep.
So
how were the flights? I know they're different everywhere from everybody, but
sure.
Some people are like they've been completely empty. Some people are like, no, they've been really full.
So we flew Southwest, and we did get an email saying that they were going to be selling the middle seats, which I was completely fine with. I knew that when I had booked the trip. We did leave on a Saturday morning, one of the very first flights. It was Martin Luther King weekend. The flight was full. Joseph and I did end up having a seat between us. That was kind of pure luck. Most of the seats were full. We did fly back on a Thursday morning though, and we were on two flights, one out of Orlando and one out of Atlanta, and neither one was at capacity. We were able to all spread out, and everybody, complied with the mask wearing and everything else. So the flight experience was wonderful. I felt very comfortable flying. So that was my first time flying. And I would definitely have no hesitation in booking another flight. So it was good.
Cool. So I know you said you guys went because you were just itching to get out, but was there a specific reason why you guys chose like last week to go?
Well, it was, we had a trip planned last year, and then it just kind of got rescheduled and whatnot because of schedules and everything. This was Joseph's Christmas present, and I chose that weekend specifically just because of our school schedule. We had off on Monday. It was a teacher planning day on Tuesday. We were off for the inauguration. So it left a lot of time to travel, with minimal days of, work for myself missed and school for Joseph missed. So that was it was a visa promotion through Chase Visa. So I got a great deal. Stayed at the cabins for the first time at Fort Wilderness. That's something else we can chat about because that was fantastic.
Yeah.
But so that's really the reason why I chose that time. It was a convenience for both of our schedules pretty much.
Yeah, we used the visa when we went in for Christmas, between Christmas and New Year's. And it was, I think it saved us like $90 a night.
Yeah.
So it was crazy.
It was awesome. It was a great deal. I couldn't pass it up. And then flights were really good too. We had some points. I think out of pocket, I paid like $20 round trip, after points and the low airfare. So another perk to traveling, and the low crowds. January, the weather's fantastic. Awesome. Also, no humidity. It was chilly at night, which I don't mind at all. I like, wearing a hoodie or whatever, and, jeans. I have no problem with that. I'd rather be a little bit cold than hot and humid. Yeah. So the weather was good and low crowds, not only because of the pandemic being at, lower capacity, but just in general, January is an awesome time to travel to Disney.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, definitely. Yep. So you stayed at Fort Wilderness in a cabin, one of the cabins over there. What did you think of that?
It was fantastic. It might be one of my new loves. Like, it made me want to buy an RV, after seeing everything, obviously stayed in the cabin, right? But just it's a completely different vibe that is amazing. It was just awesome. That in and of itself created a completely different kind of magic. We rented the golf cart, and we decorated our golf cart with lights and things hanging from it, and just having that to drive around and, see the campsites that are decorated. And it was great. The deer, the wild animals and stuff. Like I said, you're transported from the park, in 1 hour, and the next hour you feel like you're camping in the mountains. So it was great. I don't know if it was maybe because it was cold out and it felt kind of cozy, being in the cabins, but I liked the option of having a kitchen too. I ordered groceries while I was there, so we could do, at least breakfast in the rooms and whatnot. But yeah. It was super cool. I loved it. I would definitely do it again.
How did you order the groceries?
Yeah. There is I'm going to probably forget the name of it, but they're former cast members that were laid off. And I think it's called Magical. I don't want to say the name right now because I'm probably going to mess it up, but I can send it to you guys. They're former cast members. They started their own business of delivering groceries on property and to local properties around Orlando. And you can order through their website. You can send them a specific list if you're looking for things in particular. They deliver right to Bell Services. And then you just pick it up when you arrive. So super convenient, and the communication between them was fabulous. And so, but yeah, it was great. And I thought instead of ordering groceries from Amazon or something like that, I'd rather support, local business. So
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, definitely a great option. I know we were looking at Garden Grocer when we go in February too. So I think we're gonna get that link from you and make sure we support a local as well.
Yes.
Very cool.
Yeah. Pass that along. I don't want to mess up the name.
So what kind of changes did you notice on this trip from before? And did any of it affect your trip at all?
I will say the one thing that I loved about this trip was we did not have a plan in place. we knew which park we were going to, and there's some strategy behind it as far as, park hours and whatnot and holidays. But I literally gave Joseph a map and he wrote down exactly what it was that he wanted to do at each park and where he wanted to start. And he just kind of knew. And I followed his lead, which I don't usually do too much when I go to Disney, like, because you have that fast pass, right?
Yeah,
Or you have the
yeah.
dining reservation. And so
And we're
you're
planners.
on like
That's
that
what we do.
in planners, right? So you have that schedule. But this was like literally, other than a couple of dining reservations that I had made in advance, there was no plan in place other than what Joseph put. He wanted to do Test Track, Soarin', and then, whatever, he had his little plan. So I loved that. I felt like it was very relaxed. We just kind of went with the flow, whatever we wanted to do, whatever kind of caught our eye. It was kind of like, all right, let's do that, because we didn't have to be anywhere at a specific time. I loved the amount of personal space that I had. If Disney ever goes back to normal, I 100% hope that they keep those 6 feet markers in the queues and the plexiglass, because I don't like people in my space. I don't know about you guys, but it was just so nice to have that space and just like the room to breathe and not feel like somebody was kind of like, looking over your shoulder, or you weren't like right on somebody's back,
Yeah.
just to kind of fill up the queue. Of course, the lines appear longer. They're obviously only because of the 6 feet difference. I don't think we waited more than 45 minutes for any ride.
Yeah.
I think Test Track was the longest that we waited. Everything else was 45 minutes or less, and definitely less than the time that was posted to wait. So it was awesome. And then of course you have to take into consideration they're not filling the rides at capacity. So the cars are maybe you and one other party. So, there's obviously that to take into consideration when you see this long line that, you're like, oh my gosh, but it's not that bad.
Yeah.
The lines seem so long now because they just stretch out so far into different areas of the parks. But you're right. It's that social distancing and the spacing that's making a huge difference. Lines are not as bad as they seem.
Yeah.
Mm.
And the other thing I thought I liked too is they definitely they utilize the space outside as much as possible. They didn't you weren't like kind of inside. If they could keep you outside in the open, they did that. So I thought that was something else that, they did a nice job of, is trying to keep people out in the open air, if that bothers some people about being, inside. So
it's funny, like we're used to going to Disney and hearing fill all the available space, and now they're like, make sure you stay 6 feet, and it's just kind of like, I like the 6 feet better than fill the available space.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. And the other thing, this was awesome because I feel like, Disney's always watching, right? Like that's always like, so we were on Star Tours, and we're sitting there, and, they of course give their little spiel, and then they close the door, enjoy your ride. And there's this lady, behind us. She's complaining that her her 3D glasses are fogging up because like for mask or whatever. And she must have pulled her mask down like just enough that it cued somebody. They opened up the doors of the ride, and they're like, this is just a reminder that for the health and safety of everybody involved, you have to keep your mask up over your nose and your mouth at all times. And then she's like sarcastically says, enjoy your ride. And it was like awesome because I'm like, they're watching, like don't try to like pull a fast one. So that just made me feel even more safe that they're like even taking precautions when you think that nobody's watching. So that was pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. Yeah, there are cameras in there. They can see if they need to, but yeah.
So
did you guys do anything new other than Festival of the Arts this time?
Yeah, we did. We, of course, the golf carts and the whole, the resort experience, but we did for the first time. I was not aware that they had taken the Animation Academy, and it's now at Animal Kingdom. That was one of our favorite things to do at Hollywood Studios. And it was awesome. Like that was one of the things they do offer that at Festival of the Arts. and we didn't make it there in time. We did Epcot on our arrival day. So I was a little disappointed that I didn't get to make the 2-hour window of time where you could, draw with the animator. But we did end up doing that at Animal Kingdom. And it was just so much fun. So
was that the Turk drawing?
Yeah, that was the Turk drawing. Yeah.
So
that was super cool.
You guys did a good job.
Thanks. We used to do, that was just always like the free souvenir that we took from Hollywood Studios. We always did it at California Adventure when we went up, to Disneyland for the day. And I have like a whole stack of them in my file of drawings over the years. And it's so funny because I was telling Joseph this story. The one time, I can't remember where we were, but we were drawing Winnie the Pooh. And he was young. He might have been like 4 or 5 at the time. He was so upset that he could not draw Pooh the way that, the animator had drawn it. He scribbled Pooh off of his like big sheet of paper. He flipped it over and he made his own rendition of all of the Pooh characters. He had Tigger, Roo, Pooh, all of them on the back. And he just made his own like little scene.
That's funny.
So
where in Animal Kingdom is that?
That's it. Rafiki's, where you take the train. Is it?
Okay.
I think they changed
Planet Watch
name.
back there.
Planet Watch. Yes,
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah, and they still have the petting
see it.
zoo. The petting zoo is open still. So that was pretty cool. It's a nice. The other thing that I did differently that I normally will usually do the safari later in the morning. For whatever reason, I like to do the safari and then do Tusker House for lunch or whatever. That, when they usually have the characters. This time, and I know it's always recommended to do the safari early in the morning. We did it early in the morning and it was amazing. I have never seen so many animals out and about. And so that was pretty cool to experience that, because usually we go, like I said, later, and it's just kind of like hit or miss what you're going to see. But they were very active and all over the place. So that was lots of fun.
Yeah, I mean, that's why we typically refer people to go do that early in the morning, is because the animals are getting up and, they've been in their homes for the night or whatever and things. So they're out and active and roaming around. Plus, in summer especially, it makes more sense if you do it earlier in the day before it gets so hot that they all want to go hide from the heat. But,
yes.
Yeah, that's
exactly,
pretty cool.
Exactly. I never follow my own advice sometimes, though. This one was good.
We're all like that.
Trying to think what else that I did. It was completely maybe different. Let's see.
Well, what did you think about the masks and the plexiglass dividers through your trip? Was it disrupting? Was it better? I mean, you said it was kind of nice to have your space, but
I felt very comfortable. I definitely liked the plexiglass dividers when I felt like there could have been somebody standing right next to me in line. And even if they had a queue where they couldn't have that plexiglass for whatever reason, they spaced the lines enough so you were never either 6 feet in front or behind, or like you would never be like right next to somebody. I like the plexiglass. Like I said, it was just a nice kind of divider of separating everybody. I will say for masks, I of course got a lot of like cute ones that have like Baby Yoda or Mickey and Minnie. The best masks, they're the ones they sell at Costco. I think they're called like Cool 32, or I should have written down all of my specific like company names and brands for you guys, but I didn't think about it.
Those are the 32-degree masks, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
They were the best. They're the most breathable. I didn't feel honestly like I even had anything on. I was very worried because this was definitely the longest period of time consecutively that I would have worn a mask.
Yeah.
So I was a little concerned, but in all honesty, after a while, especially with the light ones and breathable ones from Costco, you didn't even like kind of know you were wearing it. So, those would definitely be the ones. I'm going back in June. I definitely take them back because I think they'll be good in the summer as far as breathable goes. But the cute ones, you're like, or, it's like Baby Yoda looks cute, but not when you can't really like,
not when he's stifling me.
Not comfortable. Yeah. So, but
what about the plexiglass on any of the rides? Did that bother you at all?
Oh, no, not at all. I honestly don't. I think I'm trying to think which ones really had it, because it didn't bother me at all. I know the boat ride. We took the boat from Fort Wilderness over to Magic Kingdom. They had the plexiglass between the rows.
And Runaway Railway, Rise of the
Oh yeah.
Resistance, and Frozen Ever
Yeah,
After.
you're right. No, I mean, it didn't even faze me, because I honestly don't remember which rides even had it. So no, it was not bothersome at all. And I will say on Dinosaur, there were a couple of rides that they were literally before, as soon as you exited, they were in there, they were wiping it down manually. Like they were spraying everything and wiping everything. So, and I guess the Safari would have had the plexiglass too, I think.
This is your first trip able to do Runaway Railway, wasn't it?
Yes. Yes. Oh, it's awesome. That's right. That was brand new as well. Yep. It had just opened, I guess, like right after I would have been there last. It opened the beginning of March last year. I thought it was a super fun ride. Yeah. I enjoyed it a lot. Yeah. Yep. I enjoyed it. It was really good. It was really good.
Was there anything that was going on or wasn't going on that you missed from previous trips? Like the character interactions, the dining plan, anything like that?
What I really liked, I honestly thought when I first found out Disney closed, I thought in my mind, there's no way that I can go to Magic Kingdom and not see fireworks. Like that was a huge, when they first closed, I'm like, I just don't know if I could go. Like, I just don't know if I want that piece of the magic taken away, so to speak. The one thing that I absolutely loved was just the surprise cavalcades. Am I saying that correctly? I feel like every time I mess that word up for some reason.
Cavalcade, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm always worried about it too.
Yeah, I'm just like, It was just like that surprise, like catch you off guard, like kind of like back in the day when the characters would just kind of be like roaming through the park.
Free roam, yeah.
Right. This was just like that surprise, like, oh, there's Pooh, or oh, there's Mickey. Like it was just like you wasn't like you were waiting for something to happen, or it was just kind of a surprise. It was, you were kind of caught off guard because you didn't know if you were standing in line or you were walking towards something, and they would just kind of pop up in different places. That's one of the things that I really liked, where I feel like sometimes maybe you're standing there waiting for a parade and you just get so excited and you get your hopes up, and then it's just kind of like, it's over or whatever. But this just kind of, it kept like the excitement and the unknown, I guess, if you will. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
we really enjoyed those.
Yeah, it definitely beats sitting out there for a long time in the blazing sun in summer waiting for a parade, and by the time it gets there, you're like kind of exhausted of sitting in the sun. So
Yep.
So Brian and I've talked about before, we really think the cavalcades are great. We kind of hope they stick around a while.
Yeah. Absolutely. The other thing that we did that was different, we did the droid depot. Joseph made a droid. It was so cool. I mean, I am not a Star Wars fan at all, but when you go into Galaxy's Edge, of course, it's amazing. Like you literally feel like you're there, you're immersed in the environment. And so Droid Depot was just super cool. The experience, everything from just being in there was amazing. And then seeing all of the parts come on this conveyor belt. Have you guys done it or been in there before?
That's
at
my
all?
droid. Right
there you go.
there.
Nice.
Yep, he's right there.
Perfect. And
I took Blaine in for the first time in December. I took Blaine in because he'd never been to Galaxy's Edge. And he said he's never really thought about doing one, but when in, he saw the conveyor and all the parts and coming down and everything, and he's like, "This is one giant Lego store."
Yeah,
and I was like, pretty much, bud. And he was like, "Can I borrow $100?" No.
Yeah, it was just so cool. And then to watch Joseph just build it from the parts up, and they actually screw it together, and it was a great experience. So that was super fun.
And I don't know if they told you, I don't know if he is old enough to have a phone yet or not.
Yes,
but there is actually an app that you can download that
Yes.
will control them too, instead of using the controller. So you can actually like
Yes.
pre-program them to do little things. So he does that every now and then. He's got a little routine he does when he runs around and makes noise. And
Yeah,
fun.
they did tell us about the app, and he does have a phone, and that's something that we need to do yet. But yeah, they did mention that there's an app with it, so
Yeah.
that was
And he did a
fun for
BB unit,
sure.
right?
He did.
Yeah, I did the
Yes.
R2, and he did a BB. Cool.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
fun. I
so
liked
that
it
was
too.
fun. Mm-hmm. Yep, it was good. It was good. So, but we did experience the character dining. We did Topolino's for breakfast, which we had done before. But the character obviously can't interact like with them how you used to. But man, they are just so visible there. And you know, it's completely very spaced out, so the characters have even more room to kind of, you know, roam around and make sure that you get pictures of them and, you know, with them in the background. And so I would highly recommend that if someone's looking for a character experience, you know, with everything that's not quite back to normal. So it was good, and the food is fantastic too. So
Yeah,
we did that one in October. That was kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
We did breakfast too.
So,
yeah.
Yep. Nice.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think of other things. It was just so different, and it was awesome. So yeah.
I'm glad you guys had fun. It sounds like Joseph had a blast.
He did. Yep. And it's, you know, for him to say it was one of his best trips, like I just like going with the two of us and just like making those memories, and you know, it's just it's super cool. So the other thing that we did that Fort Wilderness has, for anyone that stays there, they have scavenger hunts. They have a Facebook page, and they do scavenger hunts. So you get on the Facebook page, and people hide things, and they post pictures of where they're hiding things, and you can hide things and give clues, and it's super cool. So
I've heard about that.
That's another fun thing that we did that was really different. It gave us something to do, especially with the, you know, the parks closing earlier right now. It was fun to have that to look forward to. Joseph liked to hide stuff, and so it was good.
That's cool.
That is.
Yep.
It is.
Yep. So.
Cool.
Yeah.
Do you have any other trips planned in the future? I think you said June.
Yeah, we're going back in June. We're going with my parents, my boyfriend and his son, and my sister's family. So we're staying at the villas at Boulder Ridge. So we're super excited about all being together, and we're actually driving down, and then we're going to take the auto train back from Sanford up to DC. So we're gonna that'll be a new transportation experience for us. So yep, looking forward to it, just all being together. And we haven't been there since, I think 2015 was our last trip where we all went together. So other than we done cruise, but to Disney World it's been since 2015. So we're looking forward to
that. Train will get you prepared for when the Magical Express is gone. And you got to take the train from MCO.
Exactly. I was thinking that. I'm like, this might be, you know, hopefully we'll make it back there in the fall or at Christmas and do, I don't mind Magical Express. Do it one more time before it goes away. So we'll see.
Yeah, I don't mind. We're using it in February. So I don't mind Magical Express either.
Yeah. I might have 2 more trips with it. We'll see. February and October. So we'll see.
You're going back. Oh, are you going down? You're going down for the
well, yeah, we that, and it's our fall break, and we haven't been as a family in 2 years. Well, I mean, we did in, you know, December, but it was a real quick trip. So we're doing one as a big family in October.
Nice.
It's always fun.
Nice. Yeah.
And you see what's there for the 50th anniversary, so that's cool.
Yep. Along with a million other people.
I know we're still kind of planning a fall trip and seeing, you know, when we want to go and what we want to do. Yeah. We should go in the fall anyway. We like to go for food and wine, so it kind of fits right in there.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I can get on board with going in January and February every year. Like, I'm good with that. The crowds are amazing.
Yeah.
So
Right. Yeah, I agree. It was an awesome time to go. I loved it. I would highly recommend.
Is there anything else you wanted to tell listeners about your most recent trip?
Oh my gosh.
It's kind of a lot of information, right?
It is. Yeah. I should have like probably made like a little outline, because I know I'm going to get off of here and like then completely like forget something that I should have said. But real quick, I did not have, and I thought of you, I did not have a golf ball. But I did have like this foot massage thing that kind of worked, but probably not as good as the golf ball. So I'm definitely going to stock up on golf balls before I go in June. So that's something that I did not pack with me, was golf ball.
You need to do one of the putt-putts down there. I think you get a golf ball when you're done. So there you go. I have a Minnie Mouse one from before. So yeah.
Really? Oh, I've done the one mini golf, but I didn't know you got a golf ball.
Yeah, I don't remember how we did it, but we ended up coming out and having little Minnie Mouse golf balls. So.
He stole it.
Maybe. I thought they gave them to us because they were the same, but maybe. I don't remember, honestly. There you go. Hey. But I know I had a couple that have Minnie Mouse on them. They match.
Next time you go back, we'll see if you've got a picture posted on the back of the cashier register.
Wanted for golf ball. Yeah.
Wanted. I would just encourage anybody that is even remotely thinking about going to Disney right now, and if they're comfortable traveling, to take advantage of the magic that definitely is there. Does it look different? Of course it does, right? But every time you go, it looks different. So if you think of it like that, and you know that it's going to be different and you're fine with that, I just think it's they have everything in place, from the hand sanitizer stations to the the physical social distancing, the wearing of the masks that they reinforce, the plexiglass. I felt very safe and had fun. So
it's still Disney.
I would say,
I mean, what's not to have fun, right?
It's fun. Yep.
And you keep asking, you keep hearing people say, I'll go back when it's normal. We don't know if it's ever going to go back to being normal.
Right.
So, not exactly the way it was. I mean, I think there's still going to be some changes that are going to come probably for at least the next year. I don't see anything going back exactly the same way. But that's okay. Like we said, some of the changes that we see, I think I really like. So I would hate for there to not be a 3:00 parade every day, but I really enjoyed the cavalcades. So
yeah.
Yep.
Cool. So I say go.
Absolutely.
We're going. We're going. We got like 25 days.
I was gonna say you guys are definitely going soon. That's exciting.
Yep.
So, but Becky, thanks again for joining us. Everybody that's watching this, thank you for watching it. We're going to be doing a lot more things like this. So we're actually going to be posting Becky's contact information again in the comments, and a link to her podcast, so you guys can go and listen to hers as well. And just again, keep a lookout for more stuff like this coming.
So, thanks, guys. It was fun.
Thanks, Becky.
Thank you, Becky.
Bye.
Bye.